All right, check this out. This is one of the craziest videos I've seen in a while. One of the craziest projects, and I want it. So check it out.
Yo, Jonathan here. This has been in the works for months. It is without a doubt the most work that's gone into a setup, but conversely, it is the one that I am most proud of by far. This is a 714 Dolby Atmos ready workspace geared for both audio and video production, and what that breaks down to is 11 speakers, one giant sub, 2 displays, a mic preamp, audio interface, MIDI keyboard, all powered off a 14-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro, and you kinda gotta hear the space to believe it.
What the?
Crazy, huh?
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's just like, I want this in my house.
When I honed in front and center, she was like right here singing to me, and then everything was sort of filling in behind it.
I love when you hear it go like, and then, oh, that's sick.
There was one part of the song where like it was like almost like a sweep, like from this side to that side. Bro, what?
I was definitely feeling a little skeptical, but it really did feel like maybe the most enjoyable musical experience, like listening to
It
things.
felt euphoric.
Yeah.
So I have to admit, twice it gave me goosebumps.
God, I had never heard sound like that ever.
But them guitars, especially when it dropped in and her vocals came to the side there, and then it went back to the front and then straight from the back to the front, bro. That was crazy.
It literally feels like you're like in the middle of a band performing to you. I don't know, I feel like that might have even been the best Atmos music. When the chorus dropped, like ever.
So let's break down 714 in its simplest form. 7 represents the number of surround speakers, all of which are ear level, so you have left, right, center, left side surround, right side surround, and then both of the rear surrounds. 1 represents the sub, or LFE, and then 4 represents the height channels, which to me is what makes Atmos special, because not only are you moving sound left to right or front to back, but you're also moving sound up and down. As far as the speaker configuration, these are all powered monitors from Genelec, and fun fact, there is an iconic photo of Steve Jobs at his home setup using Genelec. Got a little bit of a mix and match going for mine, with the left, center, rights being the 8341As, aka the ones, which are incredible, incredible monitors. For the 4 surrounds and the 4 height monitors, those are the 8330As and a limited raw finish, which are actually unfinished. So this is what it looks like before it's finished and coated, which aesthetically I think looks really nice, but also gives you an inside look of the build quality of the monitors because these are solid aluminum. As far as that massive sub, which is usually what catches people's attention when they walk into the space, that is the 7370A, which is a 12-inch subwoofer and is disgusting in the best possible way. This is all running through the Apogee Symphony IO Mark II, which to me is arguably the best interface you can get for Atmos. It actually just got a huge update tailored specifically for Dolby Atmos, where you can quickly swap between not only monitor configurations, but also monitor sets. So you could go from 714 to stereo, and that'll mute the speakers you're not using, which is incredibly helpful. But let's say you had a pair of NS10s, some cubes, or just an alternate pair of reference monitors altogether. That is where monitor sets come into play, and you can configure and swap between up to 3 different sets. This one specifically having 16 ins and 16 outs, enough to run Atmos off a single interface, is what initially compelled me to look at it, but then you combine Apogee's sound quality, their converters, with how easy it was to set up, especially when paired with the Genelecs, and it kind of feels like it shouldn't have been that simple. So M1 Max MacBook Pro connects to the Symphony IO Mark II via Thunderbolt. Outputs 1 through 8 on the Symphony are first fed to the subwoofer, which acts as a crossover and handles bass management for the 7 surround speakers, and also doubles as an input for the LFE channel. Outputs 9, 10, 11, and 12 are then connected straight to the height speakers, and these are all running at full range since they're not passing through the sub. Now, part of what makes this setup so powerful is that every single one of these monitors are part of Genelec's Smart Active Monitor lineup, aka SAM, and this works in tandem with their GLM software, which is really where the magic happens. If we hop in the DeLorean and rewind back to the pre-cable management days where things kind of look like the Upside Down, everything starts with the GLM box, that goes to the sub goes here, to there, to there, from there to there, to there, back here, to there, up to this top left to there, around to the back, and then its full final form. Once everything is connected, there is then a GLM reference microphone that analyzes the entire room. This then optimizes each monitor for level, distance delay, which is especially important in a multi-monitor Atmos setup, the subwoofer crossover phase, and even the room response EQ. So in our case, while the acoustic treatment we added makes a huge difference, the space isn't perfect, and this helps ensure the most accurate and tuned listening experience possible. What kind of blew my mind though is in the latest version of GLM, it'll generate a grade report of your room, which is shockingly detailed and extremely helpful in making improvements or tweaks to your setup. It also introduces MIDI control, which enables you to set it up with something like a Stream Deck and gives you a physical, tactile way to control things. So if you are in a multi-monitor setup, you can easily swap between monitor groups. So from stereo to Atmos, for example, you can toggle bass management on or off, control different volume presets, or mute the entire system altogether. So alongside the interface, the monitors, the other crucial part to this setup is the room. This space is kind of a room within a room, which we were able to accomplish with 13 freestanding movable acoustic panels. This gave us the most flexibility. One, we didn't have to treat the entire space, and two, we can break it down if we ever needed to. There are then 4 ceiling clouds, wall treatment above and below the TV, and these are all from GM Acoustic Design, who were incredible to work with. They make some really, really beautiful acoustic treatment, and I cannot recommend them enough. I'll have a link to where you can check them out, their different designs, and then exact specifications and measurements of what we're using down below. Now the ceiling was honestly the most challenging part of the process. Here's what everything looked like before. Luckily, Genelec also makes some incredible first-party mounts, so mounting the speakers was fairly simple. The cabling and the wiring though, not so much. This is an early iteration where we had cables running up the wall to the second floor and then back around and down to the speakers along with the power, and it worked. Things turned on, sound came out, but it just was not it. Fortunately, we got in touch with an electric company who did an incredible job. Shout out to Brian at 24/7 Electric. Not only were they able to run all of the cabling and wiring through the ceiling, they were able to add independent power sections to each monitor, which was huge. To take things over the top, they were then able to create custom power cables for each of the monitors, so there was no excess power cable to deal with or hanging off, just pure clean perfection. The couch is from Lovesac, and not gonna lie, I kinda used to sleep on them because of the name, but it is exceptionally comfortable and worked out great for the space. Now, because ball is life, there are quite a bit of basketball related things in this room, most of which are from Market. The carpet was something we grabbed randomly from Target, and the desk is the platform by Output. They still make the keyboard, but sadly, this finish most beautiful tape saturation. Essentially like a 1073 on steroids, so you have your pre, EQ, compression, but where it shines is the silk and discontinued. Just above the Symphony IO is the shelfer channel from Neve, which to me is like the Michael Jordan of channel strips. It's essentially like a 1073 on steroids, so you have your pre, EQ, compression, but where it shines is the silk, blue and red, which is just about the most beautiful tape saturation you could imagine. We've used it on guitar, bass, piano, vocals, really just about everything. So the center channel is housed on top of the desk, and if this were just stereo left and right, you could easily fit both on top of the desk without needing to use any external stands. In this case, because we do need that extra space, the left and right channel are housed on monitor stands from Ultimate support, and these are also what we're using for the side surrounds and rear surrounds as well. The TV is the Sony A90J, which is just a beautiful, beautiful TV, especially if you're into HDR or Dolby Vision. Now for the monitor and the main display, which I've got a ton of questions about, that is the LG Ultrafine 4K. Honestly, if you're on Mac looking for an external display, this is what I would recommend first. It's super bright at 500 nits, incredible color, and you're getting dual Thunderbolt ports on the back with an additional 3 USB 3 ports. Now in my case, I have it set up at an angle which A, I really enjoy in a music-based environment, and B, it allows for clearance on that center channel, and that's huge because it allows the left, center, right channels to all remain at a uniform height. We were able to do this through a modified
I want to get to the receiver on the ground. There's a receiver on the ground. That's bananas. Oh my
receiver below the desk, which is connected to an Apple TV. So the Apple TV is going HDMI. Make sure I'm within the loudness spec before I deliver the Dolby Atmos file. There is one more element to the setup, which is the Marantz receiver below the desk, which is connected to an Apple TV. So the Apple TV is going HDMI out to the Marantz, which then has XLR outs to the Symphony IO, which is ultimately going back to the monitors. Honestly, because the monitors are powered and don't need an amp, the Marantz is really just acting as a glorified Atmos decoder right now. So we use it to play back Spatial and Dolby Atmos mixes on Apple Music, which also extends to TV and movies. Luckily though, there was an update recently in macOS that supports Dolby Atmos and 714 playback natively. I haven't personally been able to get it to work perfectly. Currently, Apple Music is only outputting 5.1. Hopefully that is fixed within the next update because it also should apply to TV shows and movies, and if that's the case, I wouldn't need the Marantz at all. Recently, I got a chance to mix Julia Wolf's newest single.
All right. So this thing is crazy. Like that receiver on the ground, it's $5,000. And I want that exact setup. So if I wanted that exact setup without even thinking about some of the other stuff, like this is optional. Miss Neve, this would be optional for me, but I want that as well. Whew. The sets of speakers are $50,000. I have never seen anything like this before. And it kind of makes me wonder, like this is a song I mixed, but I want to say 6-7 years ago. And thinking about mixing in Adobe Atmos, like it gets my creative juices flowing. It makes me wonder what I would be, like what I could come up with like thinking about this song. Like we've been going through this, we've been doing this for a while, you know, just going through this song and showing you guys different tips and tricks on different things. And there's a whole, I have a whole, like, listen to this, like what I would be able to do like in Adobe with this is bananas.
Keep up. Shout out to both.
Yo,
Your mind when it's open, it's only crime, but I'm joking. I make
just these little ear candy, these little background effects in the background, like I can't imagine what I would be able to do mixing in a system like that. And I want it. I'm gonna get it. You know, it's not even optional. So this is so crazy. I saw this video yesterday and I have not been able to get it off my mind. I dreamt about it, saw it a whole night last night. I saw me in the room. I gotta get this. It's not even optional. I gotta get this. You know, leave me comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Again, I've been Fuego. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon for these type of videos every once in a while. I found something on the internet and I just go crazy. Like it broke my brain. Like I couldn't believe this. Links are in the the link to this video is in the description. So he goes through like this is very well put together. This is one of my top 5 favorite YouTubers on YouTube. You know, I've seen pretty much just about everything that he ever put out. But to keep this video to a length, please again like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about his setup, and look out for my future setup. I got to get this. All right, I'm out. Peace.